Hey girl, Shan here back with a quick chat from Mommy and me, and I've been thinking about y'all, okay? So I was thinking the other day, you know how sometimes we can go to people and we can try to be vulnerable and we can try to open up and talk about things and or ask for help sometimes in different situations. And it seems like when we decide to be vulnerable, sometimes we get hushed, we get shushed. People tell us, oh, don't feel like this. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't feel like this. You know, don't do this. Don't do that. And a lot of times our parents will tell us, don't cry. Um, a lot of times our spouses will tell us that we don't need to cry. Sometimes our children don't need to see us cry. But I just want to remind you as your sister that Psalms 126 and 5, it reminds us that they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. Okay, and that's the KJV version, but I got a couple different versions here. The Amplified reads, they who sow in tears shall reap with joyful singing. The NIV says, those who sow with tears will reap with joys, with songs of joy. The ERV, which is something that I used to use when I taught the teen Sunday school class, ERV reads, then those who were sad when they planted will be happy when they gather the harvest. Okay, so no matter what translation you're looking in, no matter how you want to say it, at the end of the day, God is counting your tears. Do not be afraid to let Abba, our Father, see you mourn, hear you weep. It is absolutely okay with him. People will tell you that you're not strong, that you're not this, that you're weak. God says, let those emotions out. He tells you to cast your cares on him because he cares for you. He tells you that you can give me your heaviness and I will give you my joy. This is his promise to you. So I want to let you know, sister, stop carrying that stuff, girl. Cry. Get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out. Now, let me say something before we get too deep, because I don't want people thinking that we are here and we're talking about wallowing in sadness and depression. We don't deal in self-pity. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that we know when our spirits are at its capacity. You know when those little things start to tick you off that shouldn't be bothering you is now getting to you. You know when you feel the emotion of I need to release, I need to cry. And you know when you're sucking it up and you're like, you know what? I ain't gonna do this. I'm gonna be strong. I'll do this and I'll do that. Let me tell you something, baby. Sister. Strong is not ignoring your feelings. Strong is not lying to yourself. That's not strong. The strong woman, the strong person is actually able to look at themselves in the mirror, to be able to go to God and say, this hurt. And I'm going to deal with it and I'm going to allow it to release itself so that it doesn't sit there and get backed up. You know, Erykah Badu saying that song, bag lady, you gonna hurt your back. Carrying all them bags like that. That's what she was talking about. You won't literally hurt your back, but your soul is so broken. And I'm not saying you directly because this may not be you, but we know that we've all been there. And we know that we've all had a moment where we've went to someone and tried to open up and try to talk to them. And they was like, oh, don't cry. Don't you do that. And it's like, why? Why can't I be human? Why can't I feel? Why can't I express my emotions? Let me tell you something, another thing, sister. And I don't mean to offend any other race when I say this, but I want to be completely genuine and honest with you into what I see when I look out. But the entitlement that comes with the caring is the know-how that she can express herself without punishment. This is why we see white women that can cry in Walmart because somebody's treating them wrong. A black woman wouldn't do that. You feel like, oh, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not this, I'm not that. A white woman will cry, and guess what? It brings her attention and results. It brings attention and results. And a lot of times we are taking on way too much. We bagging it all on, and we are not allowing ourselves to release. If you feel the need to take a day and relax and get all that stuff out, you need to cry it out, you need to write it out. That's what we have to do to stay strong. Do it. And the thing is that when we don't release that energy in the proper way, it will find a way to creep out. It will find a way. So whether we can be peaceful drivers and one morning we're riding to work and now we just want to kill everybody on the road, that's that unreleased energy. We could be at work in an office meeting and somebody says something that's always shooting shots that normally you would be able to ignore, but today now you in the bathroom crying like I just can't deal with it. That's unreleased anger and energy. I remember one day, I had, when my daughter first started 5th grade, and it seemed like it was just back to back phone calls, Miss Grant. And it was just beyond stressful. And I was at work, and then the bills had got backed up. And I remember being at work one day, and I was cleaning somebody's shower, a first-time client, and I'm cleaning her shower. And I get a call from my daughter's school, and they're saying that she got rolled up for something that was very silly, and that aggravated me. But when I hung up the phone, I looked down at my phone, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I looked down at my phone and I saw on my text message, it said that your lights had been disconnected and you had to pay so much to get them back on. Now, I had the money, I just forgot that morning. And I had so much going on that I forgot to pay the light bill. But even with me knowing that, once I saw that text message come right after that phone call, I sat down and I squatted and I said, God, I am so tired of all of this right now. And I began to cry. Okay, like it came out before I could even control it. And I'm in my client's house and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get myself together. That's what happens when we don't take time to release. Because life is going to happen every day. And that's the thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like once we get over one hump, you can guarantee another hump coming. It's just the reality of life. It's how we continuously grow. It's how we continuously push further to be better people every day. So things are going to happen. But we have to make sure that we are at peace with ourselves, that we are taking time to relax, to breathe, to cry it out, to write it out. Sometimes we need to ride on the beach, get a bicycle. Sometimes we need to go to the park and take a swing and just be free again and relax. But whatever it is that we need to do, if we don't deal with that energy, a lot of times we still, we might find ourselves being a little bit promiscuous. Well, we sleeping with this person, sleeping with that person. That energy is going to find a way to get out, and it like bubbles up inside. And before you know it, it's just like a 2-liter soda that's been shaken up. You take that top off and baby, you gonna get it, okay? It's like, you gonna get it for this day, yesterday, last week, because I've been holding a lot of stuff in, and baby, you finna get it all, okay? And that's how we get to those points with our children where we're blaming them for things that they didn't do. That's how we get into it with our spouse, where we're consistently butting heads and refusing to understand them. That's how we get into road rage in the morning and on the way home, because we just upset with life itself at that moment, and anybody can get it. We have to make sure that we are crying when necessary, because again, God himself has told you, he has told me that it's okay to cry, that you can come to me, that you can give me your burdens and I'll give you my yoke, and it's easy and it's light. It's easy and it's light. But it's the world that puts these standards on us that makes us feel that we have to be this strong woman. We have to bark and we have to be this way and we have to be that way. And one thing about it, it's rarely done. It has been done, but it is rarely done that you can balance being a dictator in your leadership in one area and it not bleed into another area, if I can say it like that. If you nasty at work, you're probably nasty at home. And I don't mean like your desk is nasty. I mean your attitude, your persona, your demeanor. If you're a nasty person, it doesn't usually click off just when you go home. And I mean, if in the vice versa, if you're a kind person, you usually won't go home and be completely militant because you're too kind, you're gracious. So it's one of those things to where if we don't control it in one area, it can bleed over into another, and then we have no control over it whatsoever. So we want to make sure that going into this next year, sister, we are crying, we letting it out. We're not crying because this boy did this and this and that. I'm talking about crying over grown women things when you realize that, hey, this moment has got the best of me. I need to release. Hey, life has me a little tense, a little bit on edge. I need to release. Those types of moments. I've been with the kids, they've been home from break and it's been, 4 months that they've been home or whatever the case may be. Those types of things. Some of our, I think Kenya coming. Here go these little feets coming. Yeah? You want to come say hey? Say hey? Say hi. Hi. This is my second. This is my second daughter, Kenya. She actually took my birthday. So, yeah. So this is my little mini me, like all the way around. But yeah, so I just want to make sure that we are making sure that going into this next year that we are crying, that we are dealing with life as it comes, that we're not 6 months down the line dealing with something. If it happens in January, we're dealing with it in January. If it hurt us in February, we are going to release it in February. We don't have time. I don't know if you guys are noticing, but this time is flying by right now. You know what I'm saying? You look up and the whole month has gone by. So we don't have time to wait until June and July, the summertime, and we don't have time until New Year's resolutions to decide that we're going to let somebody go who's not for us, or to decide that we're going to make a life change for ourselves that's going to better us. We don't have time to wait now. We don't. And our children are looking up to us more and more every day. Our spouses are going to be depending on us more and more every day. So, yeah, we don't have time, sister. It's really time now. Hey, Mama. Mama, you want to go in the room with your sister? No. Okay, go in the room with Casey. You want to go in the room? If you sit up here with Mama, you got to be quiet, okay? You going to be quiet? Okay, shh. Okay. So, I won't lie. That just kind of threw my training of thought off. But thank you, Holy Spirit. We do not have time right now to mess around, okay? We don't have time to wait till 2025 to go to school. If you feel the urge to go to school, you need to go ahead and go. We don't have time to mess around anymore, okay? Like, it's time to really get down to the nitty-gritty, growing, making sure that your home, your foundation is built. I think the word tells us, I don't know the scripture, but it says that a wise woman builds up her house, and the foolish woman will pluck it down with her own hands. So we don't want to be the foolish woman that we keep hearing about that's tearing down her own home. So if you feel the need to cry, say, baby, I'm going in the bathroom. I need 10 minutes to reboot. Go do it. Take your 10 minutes. Don't take all night, because ain't nobody got time for that either, okay? We all got stuff to do. We all got to grow. We all have to be accountable. So don't take all night and that stressing that man out with the kids. But you know what I'm saying. Take your time that you can go in there, pray, read you some scriptures, laugh a little bit. So do what you need to do. Go in the bathroom, reboot, so that you can be a better woman for your children, a better mother for your children. So I'm going to let y'all go, because baby girl over here and everything now. So I love y'all. I adore you guys. You guys have a great night. Tonight is Christmas Eve, so y'all have a good one. Merry Christmas. I might holler at y'all tomorrow. I might not. I don't know. But if I don't, it don't mean I don't love you. It just means that I was spending more time with my family. So I love you guys. Have a great one. Good night.